great at what you do isn't enough. People have to know you exist. Today, the PR guru herself breaks down how experts turn visibility into authority, opportunity, and income. Welcome back to another episode of Amplify with Amanda Sapp, where we shine a light on the voices, leaders, and change makers moving our communities forward. I'm your host, Amanda Sapp, media strategist and platform builder. And today's conversation is one every author, speaker, and entrepreneur needs to hear. We're talking visibility, positioning, and building a brand that opens doors. We're going to get right into it. My guest today is known across the industry as the PR guru, and she's earned it.
Thank you for having me, Amanda.
I'm so glad to have you on this broadcast with me today, Dr. Pam Perry. I want our guests to know that you are an award-winning public relations strategist, marketing communications expert, and CEO of Pam Perry PR, based in the Detroit metro area. And for over 30 years, you've helped authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs transform their personal brands, land major media coverage, and secure lucrative speaking engagements. I'm so excited to have you on here today, and thank you so much for being my guest.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amanda, for having me. I love what I do, and I love speaking with colleagues about the industry. It's changing all the time.
But you, from what I've just recognized in only a few moments ago here, you move with the times. I would love for you to take us back, though. What first drew you to public relations, and when do you know this was your calling?
Technology is going to let us not be great today, but we are going to do it anyway, Amanda, because you seem to be going in and out. Technology is moving. Yes, technology is moving at a rapid pace. And when it works, it's beautiful. When it doesn't, we just roll with it, rock with it.
Definitely. So I was asking you about what first drew you to public relations and how you knew this was your calling.
I knew it was my calling from wanting to always share something good with somebody else, whether it was a good sermon at church, whether it was a good book, whether it was a good restaurant. I'm the one that's about be able to be the cook. I may not be able to be the preacher, or I may not even be the author, but I can tell you a good one when I see it. And so that's when I knew. And I did a lot for church. I did a lot for growing up. I did for my pastor, Reverend Joseph R. Jordan, and he was amazing. And I can't say that I helped his church grow, but I felt like I did, because I brought all the people to all the special events that he had. And he said to me one day, I was probably about 14, 15 years old. He says, "You're going to do PR for Jesus." He says, "Look at all these people that are coming to the Women's Day program and to the children's program and the Bible school." And couldn't sing, wasn't really into ushering, but just telling other people about it, doing flyers, getting on the horn, calling people. Those were the things that I loved to do, because I wanted to bring and gather people together for something that was good. And so eventually I majored, at that point, I majored in journalism in college. And so that was, journalism and public relations, those two kind of go together. And that's how I knew, because I really, really do enjoy telling other people. I like to share, and I'm a connector.
Nice. If you could, I always ask my guests, and I meant to ask you this in the beginning, but could you give me 3 words that best describe your business, work, or your mission?
I would say promote, amplify, and market. Those are the kind of like the 3. So PAM, obviously that's for Pam, but it's promoting, amplifying, which is why I love you and being on this show, and marketing. And so promotion is different from marketing. Promotion is really promoting something so that people are aware and getting them interested. And marketing is getting them so that they actually buy. And amplifying is really making sure that in more than one place that the message is told. So just because you post it on social media doesn't mean that that's it. There's 100 other places to promote that same message. And actually, I heard of statistics that when people hear a message one time, they have actually heard it 7 times, but it's the first time that it's recognized to them. So when you think you're posting too much, just know that one time is really 7 times.
Mhm. I
You
would
gotta
also
do a lot.
add, I would also add position to your word as well. You say that
Mhm.
visibility is the new credibility. What do you mean by that? And why isn't being great at what you do enough anymore?
Yeah, no, it's not enough to be great. I just heard, is it Bozma Saint John, she
Love
talked
her.
about that. She says, I love her. And
Yeah.
she said not too long ago, I guess it was on the stage at Essence Fest, and she said, listen, she says, people always don't want to promote themselves because they figure like you might think too highly of yourself. She says, listen, if I don't think highly of myself, who is going to? She says, that's just a lie. People just think you put your head down, people will recognize you. No, Bosma is where she is because she lets other people know that she did the thing, that she's good at what she does, and she has to amplify that. And that is really the main thing. So you just can't be great at what you do and think that, oh, people are going to recognize you. A lot of awards, even the NAACP awards, when you not people have to nominate themselves. No one is
Mhm.
just kind of like walking up to you and say, oh, you're great. Let me give you an award. You have to go put yourself in position to be nominated. Even something as simple as a pageant. I'm not into pageants, but if I were a Miss America or Miss USA, whatever it is,
Yes.
they had to enter. No one just walked up and said, oh, you're so beautiful. Let me crown you Miss USA or Miss America. No, they had to enter and they had to fill out the application. They had to do all the things. So you have to show up to the things. You have to position yourself as a thing and not be afraid of doing that. It's not vanity. It's not vanity. Visibility is a business strategy. That is really it. It is a business strategy. You have to be, no one can book you if they don't know you exist. Nobody
Right.
can hire you if they don't know you exist.
Right.
Entrepreneurs know this, that we go out every day and we have to kill the bear. So we have to go out every day. If we cannot just sit at our desk and just uh, be on the computer typing, doing work, and no one will ever find you. You've got to go out and promote. So that is a certain part. If you're I guess say if you
I think I've lost you there, Pam Perry. Are you there?
there we go.
There you
Yes.
are. Yes,
Okay.
there you are. Now, you work with authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs. What's the most common mistake you see experts make when trying to build their personal brand? Did you
Thinking
hear my
that automatically that they could start at the top. And they really can't. You've got to really build and you've got
Mhm.
to build a foundation. So the foundation may be starting with uh, print, and getting in your local newspapers or print online, or then moving like to your local radio stations, and then moving maybe to podcasts, and then moving up to, because each one you're getting better and better and telling your story. And so eventually you'll be on, people think like, oh, well, you've got connections to GMA or Tamron Hall. I love to be on that particular show. Yeah, but they're going to Google you and see that you have no experience in anything, not even a podcast. So why would they trust you to be on this big platform? So you have to build your platform from the beginning. And people are impatient. They see other people doing the things and they say, well, I could do that too. Well, you don't know where they started. I give you an example. I mean, I have clients that now they're on big stages and TEDx talks and small and things. That's really the main thing. You got at the very beginning. And no one does a shortcut. No one does a shortcut. If you do the shortcut, it will. I did have someone that thought that they were ready for something, and I put them in a smaller market to go on television. And when they went to the show, they didn't want any media training. Oh, I got this. I got this. So I went to a smaller market so I could just test them. And I saw the show and they were so nervous. Their knees were shaking. They put their hands on their knees and they were just rubbing their knees, and they said a lot of ums, and they were just really bad.
Mhm.
So people don't realize how nervous they really will get when they get on stage for a big event, how nervous they are. But if he had practiced, he would have been better. So the next
Mm,
one I put him on, he was in a smaller market, like in the outskirts, and then I went to a medium market. He was better. And then finally he went to the major market in Detroit and then he was good. But that was the third time was a charm. And he had to see how he actually did the things as well. Uh, so yeah, so that's one of the main
we went through your PAM framework, which is promote, amplify, and market. Could you just share us a little bit with us with the pillars and what that looks like in practice? Like you just mentioned someone who didn't want to do media training, but then they went to the thing and all of that. But walk us through promote, amplify, and market one more time. There may have been some technology difficulties that we had at the time that
right.
you were sharing
Right.
it.
So promoting is really just making sure that you are telling people, promoting it, telling people, making them aware. It's almost like what I learned in school. I love this. This was the AIDA thing. AIDA, awareness, interest, desire, and action. So, but the first one is awareness. And that's the thing that people do not have a lot of experience in getting attention because we're such in a noisy world. So promoting, meaning telling people as much as you can where you can, whether it's a blog, whether it's video, whether it's in a press release, you're promoting it in all the different places. I say you're telling your story everywhere. All right. You're telling it everywhere because some people like video, some people like written, some people like a billboard. Is whatever your budget can, you're promoting it in all of the things. Amplifying it means that now that you have the message out there, you're amplifying it in your own social media through your own ecosystem. That means you're going to amplify, you're going to send it to your email list. Hopefully you have one. You're going to send it to your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your TikTok. You're going to be creative in how you put those together. You're amplifying the message that you already have that is the solid message. And now you're amplifying it into all the different places again. Okay. And then marketing is really giving that CTA. Okay. So now they're aware of you, they're maybe interested. So, what action do you want me to take? You want me to buy something? You want me to attend something? You want me to subscribe to something? What is the marketing part of that? So, that's the whole intention of really having that promotion, amplifying marketing because it leads to that. Because it's one thing, my daughter can get attention on TikTok, but she's not marketing anything. I mean,
Mhm,
she's just on TikTok and just getting a bunch of likes. Now,
mhm,
if eventually maybe one day she wants to flip it and sell, I don't know, be an influencer and sell makeup, let's just say, then people will pay attention to her. The influencer marketing world has really become the thing that advertisers are realizing that that's the best way for people to build trust with their brands. Kim Kardashian made that famous with Skims and all the other things that she has. She's an influencer. She pulls out a lipstick and puts it on. People are like, "Ooh, I want that lipstick." So they realize that's one of the things because she has a platform, she has a audience, people trust her. So brands then pay her or pay anyone who has a platform to promote their products. And that is because we ignore advertising.
mhm.
We don't ignore influencers, we ignore advertising. We're trained to ignore advertising.
When is it time to find the right publicists? Uh, like you mentioned, someone can go on TikTok and then get all the likes. They can, but they aren't marketing anything. Do you see someone who has you as a professional? Do you see someone who has the likes, and then you say, you know what? Let's put a product in your hand, create it so that it can be marketed, and then we'll put you. Where do you step into the process, or where should someone begin to find a publicist that fits for them?
So I tell this, you really don't need a publicist if you know how to do everything yourself. But the question is time. So if you already know how to do it, then you would just have to spend the time. But if you don't have the time, then you spend the money and then you hire a professional. So you either have to invest in time or you invest in money. If you don't know how to do it, then you can get training from a PR coach, someone who has connections, that sort of thing, that can do it with you. So there's do it yourself, do someone to do it with you, or if you have the money and then you hire publicists and then they are actually doing it for you. So DIY, D with you, or do for you. So depending on your budget. If you have a book, obviously that's you could do it yourself. You can have somebody show you how to do it, or you can pay someone to promote it for you. So it just depends. I did a Substack. I love Substack. I did a Substack that said, you know, where how do you market a book? How do you know what to spend in terms of money and time? If you don't have a lot of money, then how much time would you be investing to promote a book? About 40 hours a week. Okay. You're doing the research, you're doing all the legwork. Even with AI, you're going to be doing a lot because that's new to you. Someone can shorten your learning curve because they've been there, done that, and they can do it with you. And you pay them $5,000 and you're still going to be doing about 20 hours worth of work or $10,000 a month. And then they do it for you. So I broke it down. I kind of simplified it, but on my Substack is pamperry.substack.com. I love Substack, but I broke it down for people to understand. You're going to have to invest something. Your book is not going to sell by itself. Your business is not going to market by itself. So you have to either put in that time. What the time you could spend time doing something that's wrong, and then you're wasting your time, and then nothing sells. So now you're feeling really bad, or you can actually have a guide. And so I have a program called Ready, Set, Go, Speak that helps people with that. Ready, Set, Go, Speak is a program where I take you through a framework of how to get ready, how to set, meaning like how to create the assets, whether it's a speaker reel, one sheet, media kit, all that, then go, how to pitch, and then speak. You watch, rinse, and repeat when you're on the particular shows and showing up in the media. So it's a science to it. It looks easy because people can see it. It's like, oh, I see that person on, this. It looks easy, but trust me, it took a lot of work for people to get to those milestones. It really did. It took a lot of work to get to those milestones. I always tell people, I said, reverse engineer where they started. Reverse engineer how Lisa Nichols started. Okay. Before she did whatever, before The Secret, when she was involved in that, what was she doing before that? Motivating the masses, motivating teens. Actually, she was motivating teens.
I love that you mentioned you can pay a publicist 5,000 if you don't have the time. But you also need to have it in mindset that you might be doing 20 hours now. So where does it come in when you pay someone? Do you still have work? Is there still work to do? What is a
Oh,
person
yeah.
still to do?
Yeah, they still have to do. They still have to prepare. They still have to prepare. They still have to do their own social media.
But I'm paying a publicist, why do I
A
need to?
publicist will just get you media exposure. They're not going to do your branding and all of that for you. You should already come with that done. I'm not going to do your website. I'm your publicist. I'm not going to edit your book. I'm not going to get reviews for your book. I'm not going to set up your book signings. I'm your publicist. I get you media coverage.
Is that a misconception that people have that is what a publicist actually does and what they're here to do?
Oh yeah, they one of the things they think that we have a magic wand. Here we go, and we do everything. Ooh, all she has to do is wave this wand and everything happens for you. Listen, that's a fairy tale. Okay, that's a fairy tale. That is not real business. I worked at PR firms for McDonald's. McDonald's will not call us and say, "Hey, can you do this for us too?" They know our assignment. They know what we are to do. We are doing the media for them, crisis communications, all that sort of thing. They're not calling us to ask us to get tickets for their kids to the Chris Brown conference, even though we could, but we're not. Just because we know certain people don't mean we're gonna get you Usher and Chris Brown tickets. My publicist, people, yeah. People love saying, "Oh, I have a publicist, and my publicist this and my." It's an ego thing. It's so funny, and I was like, okay, yeah, I the publicist is that person that just does everything for them. No, you still have to do some things. You have to create your own schedule. You have to make sure that I will give advice. We give counsel. If you're going to be on a particular show, I will let you know what that show's temperature and tempo is like, what you should dress, what are the kind of questions they'll probably ask. I'll give the media training, but it's all geared towards that area.
Mhm.
Now, in Ready, Set, Go, Speak, I help people build their platform, build their brand so they can get ready for PR and get ready for a publicist. But a lot of people aren't ready for a publicist. They really aren't. I have very few VIP clients that are ready for a publicist because they have done the other steps.
Mhm. Mhm. Now, for someone watching right now who has real expertise but zero visibility, what are the first 2 or 3 moves they should make this month?
I would say if you have real expertise and you're trying to get visibility, I would say start with a book. Write a book. Book is your hook. Publicists can help you with that. So write a book about your expertise. A good book, not an AI book, a good book. Write a book that'll be your signature book. And from there, you maybe can create some buzz, create an event, uh, use that book in terms of getting on podcasts, getting in, other media outlets and things like that, but create a book. Yeah. It may take 6 months. Really good books may take longer. If you go to a publisher, publishers usually take about 18 months for a book to come to market. When people say, "Oh, you can write your book in 30 days," it's gonna look like it you did in 30 days. So fast don't necessarily mean good.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Now, you talk
design the cover, all of those things. Create the website, create the funnel, all the things that go along with that. I started out really my firm as a literary publicist, and I work with major publishing companies. Moody, Zondervan, Thomas Nelson, Random House, Simon Schuster, all of those. But the main thing, in order for them to have authors that they gave me that I work with, those authors had platforms. They already had platforms. So I didn't have to worry about the other stuff that they needed to do. They had good books and they had platforms. All I had to do, whether I was working with Cindy Trim or TD Jakes or, Susan Johnson Cook or Rudy, Pastor Rudy, they already had platforms. So all they had to do was just get media.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's
You talk
that's really it.
you talk about getting known before you need to be known. Can you share a story of client whose brand opened a door they never expected?
Um, it, a lot of it is, I think about Nikichi. She was on the cover of Speakers Magazine. I have Speakers Magazine. This is one here, Speakers Magazine.
Nice.
And Nikichi was on New York Times um, billboard, a Times Square billboard. I'm sorry, Times Square billboard in New York. And it was during Black History Month, and Nikichi is a reparations kind of a leader and that sort of thing. And she had some marquee in her name and that sort of thing. But once she did that, and we pitched her to PBS, and then she was on Ben Chavis's show, which was a coup for her because it was in college, went Ben Chavis is a civil rights icon. She went to some of his things that he did when he was, in doing civil rights in the 60s, and she went to some of his things as a teenager. So that was a big thing for her to be on PBS. So if you Google her now, she was on PBS with Dr. Ben Chavis, and that was like a full circle moment for her. That was something she did not expect because he was one of the reasons why she has been a reparations leader. When I say reparations leader in Washington, D.C., she's at the White House and she's talking about reparations a lot for many decades. And she helped a lot of uh, people just really understand what that meant. And so anyway, that was a big coup for her. And then of course she went on and did other things. And I think she's spoke at a lot of graduations. I want to say the Howard Law School graduation, things like that, where they were uh, things that built that she saw maybe in a vision, and I saw it for her too. But she had to go a certain way. She had to build it up, and Speakers Magazine helped with that.
I love that. And you have many magazines. You this isn't your first rodeo with Speakers Magazine. How many publications do you have at this point?
Well, I Speakers Magazine is what I have been doing for 10 years. But
10 years.
Speakers Magazine is the third magazine that I actually tried. The first one was Soul Source. It was actually inside a newspaper. And then we did, and that had about 5 issues, and we had about a run of about 50,000 that were inserted in our local newspaper, black newspaper, and it was good, but it was that was a whole nother thing about really trying to put it together and sell it. The one after that was Gospel Connection, I believe it was, and that was a more smaller niche. And there's nothing wrong with a small niche, but go after a niche that has money. So a lot of the smaller churches that we were going after, they didn't have the money to support the publication, even though they loved it. So that's where Speakers Magazine was really like the hybrid, because people who were on the covers of the magazine, they have events, they have books, they can now monetize their PR, because PR is not just about just being on the cover, but you have things that can support it. And then people who are in it, they basically have uh, events in it as well, you know, whether they have books or they're speaking. Hester, with the NAACP, this was something that he speaks for. He said immediately once he got in this magazine, people were calling him to speak because they could read it and see what it was that he was doing. But he promoted it, he amplified it. He wasn't just in it, he amplified it. He shared it with people. He got the actual magazines. He did a reprint of the page. He shared those out. He mailed them out. You know, so a lot of people are not really wanting to amplify what it is. It's like, oh yeah, I did that. And then it's like, okay, well, you need to tell people.
Nice. Well, you've mentioned technology, you've mentioned AI, you've even given us tips about you can do it yourself. And I appreciate your transparency and honesty in all of this. How has the public relations industry changed since technology and AI has
Whew.
come up to the forefront? Are you seeing less work available to you? Are you seeing more work available to you? Well, how is the industry changing?
Yeah, it's changed from the standpoint that the expectation for things to be done faster
Mm,
because of technology. But there are some things that do take time regardless. People think that, oh, I can write my own press release. Yes, you can. But a real person who studied press releases can realize that it is chat, or that it's been, you know, it's just not good. The, you know, so you still need guidance for what is good and bad, because AI can give you a lot of trash. You put garbage in, garbage is going to come out. Okay, because you didn't know. You can say write a press release and it'll just write based on what the algorithms are that you put in there, and they don't know.
mhm,
But someone like me, if I say, hey, write a press release, because I've write press releases and I've trained it, it knows how to do those kind of things.
mhm, mhm,
It's changed a lot. I mean, there's been times when, you know, just say podcasting, like everybody can own their own media. So I tell people, I
mhm,
said, if you want to get a newspaper, create your own newspaper, create a blog. If you want to be in a magazine, you know, make sure that you have a really, really good uh, Substack, or that kind of thing. If you want to be on television, create a really good YouTube channel. If you want to be on radio, create, you know, so that part has changed because people can own their own media, which I suggest that they do, because a lot of times you may not have a platform where someone's going to give you a platform. So create your own, create, especially if you're a speaker, you need to have a YouTube channel. So that part has changed, because before it was always the gatekeepers would be the ones that will just hold the hostage of the audience that they want to reach. Well, now we can go directly to the audience. And I tell people, I
mhm,
said, if you're really good, you can go directly to the audience. Some people may not ever need a publicist because they already have a really good brand. They know how to maneuver all
mhm,
the different platforms, and they really know how to capture the attention and promote themselves properly online. And
mhm,
from there, a lot of producers are looking online for people who are the quote unquote the next it guy or the it girl, and they'll find you. Now, if you the whole business part, the business growth part is like, how are you closing sales?
mhm,
PR is really about promotion and getting attention and getting leads. Sales is something else. So how you close the sales and then how you get repeat customers is something else. That a publicist doesn't help you with, because that's on you. That's your business. That's your business growth model that you have to work with. But the first part of it is getting leads, and letting people know that you're here to give you their information so that you can continue to market to them with emails and that sort of thing. Email's not dead. So I
mhm.
want people to know email's not dead. So you have to continue to market to people as well.
What's next for you and Pam Perry PR, and what legacy do you want your work to leave for the next generation of experts and
Oh
entrepreneurs?
my goodness. So that was, so what's immediately next is I'm doing something called summer school. And summer school
I
is
love it.
basic. It's like 5 days. So I have three colleagues that are going to be doing it with me. I'm going to be doing PR marketing. then someone else is going to do branding, someone else is going to do sales, and then someone's going to do AI. So that's like the 5 days. So Vicky Wright Hamilton, Jessica Reese, Ryan Dorn, and myself, we're doing 5 days. It's the end of July. So if you go to panperrypr.com, send me a message and I'll send you the link. I haven't even put it all up yet. You're kind of like the first to know
Nice.
with that. So panperrypr.com, hit contact and say, hey, summer school, I want that link. So that is happening. My legacy to be is really that people who have a really, really good message will be able to say, she helped me get out there. She helped me get out there and get known. That's really the main thing. If you have a really good message and you feel like I'm not getting enough attention or people don't know about it, I want people to say they helped me get out there. Good. Sometimes I'll talk to people and I don't even remember what I say because it's just so in me. And I talked to someone today and it says, you remember you told me to do such and such? And people, I remember that I did this. And I said, I don't remember that I said that, but I guess you remembered. And that's the thing. So he's gone on and he's done wonderful things. So it's almost like intuition in a way where I tell people certain things that I just see. And then once I see it, I don't think about it anymore. It's like, okay, they're gone on and they are now in the spot where they envisioned. I saw it for them. They saw it. And then together it's like, boom, this is the next step that you need. And I really appreciate that. Now, some people will hear me and then not take advantage of it. They'll just, oh, it's great information she gives. The people who move forward are the people who take action on the things that I tell them. If I say, you need to get off of AOL and you need to move to a branded email, they'll say, okay, that's good information. I'll write it down. But then a year later, they're still on AOL. I'm like, you know what? You didn't do the small things. You didn't do the small things first. That's just simple. I mean, Oprah doesn't have an AOL or a Gmail. It's Oprah at Oprah.com. That's her email. She may not be the person manning the email, but it is a branded email. So yeah, those are the kind of things.
I appreciate you sharing what you have with us today. You really dropped gems this morning, I believe. And I've got 5 rapid fire questions I'd like to ask you before we wrap up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
One PR myth you wish would disappear forever.
That all they have to do is just get on Oprah and all their worries would go away. That was from way back when she had the Oprah show. Now it's the same thing with the Oprah podcast. Now it's just like Oprah, just long as you get me on Oprah, I think I'm gonna be good. I'm like, okay, well, you and a gazillion other people.
Best free tool or platform for building visibility right now?
Substack. Substack. I love Substack. You probably asked me a year ago, I probably would have said LinkedIn, but I like Substack.
What do you like most about Substack?
I've made $1,000 on Substack, and all I do is what I've been doing.
How? Doing what?
Just what I always do, just write and share information.
Yeah. Nice.
It's for writers. It's for writers.
I love that. Detroit's best kept secret.
Baker's Keyboard Lounge. It's not really a secret, but if you come to Detroit, people are like, oh, I want to go downtown, this and that. Go to Baker's. Baker's is not downtown. It's on Livernois Avenue. It is near 8 Mile. And it is like one of the oldest jazz clubs in the country. And it's got great fried chicken.
A book every entrepreneur should read.
This is an old book, but it is called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber.
Best
and
book
let me
ever.
tell you, oh my God, let me tell you, that book just turned me all the way around. I was like, you know what? I am trying to do all the things. And Michael Gerber will just show you, like, you know what? You just really need to be the visionary.
Yes.
Not the employee, those kind of things, not the manager, but you need to be the visionary. So yeah, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. I think he's updated it probably 100 times. And he's still alive. He's actually still alive too, as well. But yeah, that's a good one.
In one word, what does amplify mean to you?
Amplify means to tell people what it is that you do in as loud of a voice as you can, as often as you can, in as many places as you can. That's what it means. Doggone it. I was like, quit being so shy. Like, do it. Do the darn thing. I was like, really? That is such a good book. Why don't you tell people about it? Oh, yeah.
I think
No.
people get tired of seeing themselves and they assume that others are tired of seeing them too. At least that's
Nope.
what I've thought before in the
Mm-mm.
past.
No. People are not, people do not pay attention that much. They do not pay attention that much. I mean, it's, you could probably see something 7 times and then realize after the seventh time, oh, you have a book? Like, yeah, I've only been promoting it for the last 2 months. And it's like, after about 7 times, it's like, oh, you must have a book. Yeah. Yeah. People do
Dr.
not
Pam
really.
Perry, thank you for all that you do and the work you put into it. I'm a true witness that you have patience, that you are ambitious, and no doesn't mean no to you. I feel like no is just not at this moment, but
Yeah.
you will make it happen. And it's an honor to, I've heard your name ringing in other areas and arenas, and it still rings today. And it's just exciting to see um, that you are one that's still growing. And in my mind, what more can you grow? But you keep growing, and it's exciting to see.
Yes.
So
Thank you
um,
so much. And you're out of Houston, right?
I'm out of Houston. Yes.
Ooh, I know it's hot there. I do not come there in August, that's for sure.
It is. Well, this is a masterclass in visibility, positioning, and building a brand that opens doors. You all make sure that you follow Dr. Pam Perry at Pam_Perry and visit pamperry.com to connect. And remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and the world needs to hear it. If this episode spoke to you, like, share, and subscribe so we can keep amplifying voices that move our communities forward. I'm Amanda Sapp, and this has been Amplify with Amanda Sapp, powered by ASAP Media Group. Until next time, stay visible, stay valuable, and keep amplifying. We'll see you soon.